Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I will be sharing my thoughts on the 12 best-selling products from Chanel, half of which are sitting in front of me, and I think some people might be surprised by what's on the list, as well as what's been left off. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. This is our pink sparkly bubble on YouTube where we talk about luxury beauty, fragrance, sometimes fashion, everything glam. So I hope you'll join our community by subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and let's dive into it. This list is comprised of roughly half skincare, half makeup. I did not go through the fragrance section just yet. I will save that for a future video, but I got all of these products directly from Chanel.com. So when you're scrolling through the website, if a product is new, you'll see there's a little gray banner right on top that says new to let you know. And the same thing is true for top sellers. It says bestseller right on top of the product. So I went through all of the categories and I just added everything to cart. Starting with skincare, the first product comes as no surprise. It's the Gentle Bi-Phase Eye Makeup Remover. This retails for $35. It comes in the little bottle that you have to shake. You can see it separate. It contains cornflower extract and rose extract, which soothes and calms the vulnerable eye area. It's so gentle. I have gone through bottles and bottles of this eye makeup remover. I may have to pick this up again. It's been a while, but I absolutely love this product. And as somebody who used to work at a Chanel counter, if you don't know, I was a business manager when I lived in Nashville for about 2 years. And then I worked as a beauty stylist at Nordstrom here in Coral Gables. I also helped out at the Chanel counter. I still have a really great relationship with that counter, so I keep tabs of what's new, what's coming, what's going, what's selling, what's hot. This is always one of those products that when people come in, they'll usually get 2 at a time, maybe 3 at a time. They stock up because it is one of those things that you're going to go through it pretty regularly, especially if you wear a lot of eye makeup. If you have sensitive eyes, something like this is nice because you don't have to rub. Here I have my Chanel Le Cotton. I pulled out a few pads because the best way to use this eye makeup remover is to take your pad, shake the bottle, you want to dampen the pad, and then you want to hold it on the eye for at least a few seconds. So you're just going to kind of press. No rubbing, just hold it there and allow time for it to break down all of your eye products, your mascara, especially if you're using waterproof mascara. The last thing you want to do is just start rubbing around because then it's not going to be very gentle. So you just want to give the product time to start to break down the makeup and you'll see it makes a huge difference. And then you want to start wiping away. This next bestseller really surprises me for some reason. It's the Le Lift Hand Cream. Still relatively new. It retails for $65 and it has anti-aging ingredients. Botanical alfalfa concentrate, which is a gentle ingredient that's supposed to be as efficient as retinol, as well as a natural licorice extract, which is to help visibly smooth the appearance of the hands. I love the idea of an anti-aging hand cream because, of course, besides our face, our necks and our hands really reveal our age. I know the original Chanel hand cream has always done really well. It's pretty popular. I imagine at some point that was probably a top seller, and it's one of the products that I used to always recommend as a great gift idea, especially if somebody was looking for a gift to give someone they didn't know very well, because everybody likes hand cream and a Chanel hand cream is very luxurious, so it kind of works for everybody across the board. But $65, I don't know, it's not something that I rushed out and purchased myself. The Le Lift Eye Cream is also on the list. And this I probably would have guessed. This makes perfect sense to me. It retails for $105 and Le Lift is sort of that middle range skincare line from Chanel. It's not sublimage, it's not the most expensive. It's still anti-aging, but it's not the least expensive either. So it's for people who are taking their skincare seriously, but they're not ready to fully commit and fully invest in sublimage, which is perfectly fine. It's a great product. I've gone through at least 2 Le Lift eye creams, but that was the old version. Now that there's this new reformulated Le Lift line, I haven't tried any of them, and I do have a giant deluxe sample of the cream, I believe. I'm in the process of changing around all of my skincare, but I'd still really like to try it, and I think I could probably use it for at least a couple weeks. The eye cream was always so thin, so lightweight, so it was the perfect eye cream underneath makeup in the morning, but it could also be used in the evening. That's one great thing about Chanel skincare is it's not day-night. You don't have to purchase two separate products. You use it for day and evening. This next product listed as a bestseller intrigues me. It's the Hydra Beauty Camellia Water Cream. It's also a newer skincare item, but I've been trying it over the past couple days. Every time I've ordered from Chanel.com for at least the past few months, you know, you can select different samples, and this has been one of the options. So I always get the Hydra Beauty Camellia Water Cream. So I have a good handful now, a nice chunk of these samples, and I've been using it daily before I put on my makeup, and I really like it. It's just the most basic, lightweight moisturizer. If you look really closely, it almost looks pearlescent. It is so strange. And when I saw that, I thought, oof, I'm not sure that's going to be for me, which is why I didn't rush out to purchase. But now that I've tried it, I can see myself purchasing this in the future. It retails for just $55. That is a steal when it comes to moisturizers from Chanel. Anything from Chanel. The Lift hand cream is more expensive than this moisturizer. And it's not anti-aging, you know, it's not really going to be your savior moisturizer for evening, but for day, it's so light. I think it must be water-based. It's beautiful. It contains Camellia alba PFA, which is the polyfractioned active. It's just basically a purification technique that Chanel uses. It also contains hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, E, and the blue ginger PFA, which is antioxidants. It helps with free radical damage. So this is going to be very moisturizing. It has a lot of good stuff for your skin. I think this would be a great product for anybody who's starting to get into skincare. You know, you're starting your routine and maybe all you need is just a little moisture. The last skincare item on the list is something that I had readily available in my bathroom, where I have a bunch of other Chanel cleansers and toners. I have a lot of Chanel skincare, but this is the only bestseller, and I completely agree. This is the Lamousse Cleansing Cream de Foam. It retails for $45, and man, I would have to check. Actually, let's see. Yes, it's available right now on the Chanel website, but there was a good, I don't know, what felt like 6 to 8 month period when you could not get your hands on the Lamousse cream cleanser. It would come back in stock and then it would immediately disappear. So many people swear by this cleanser, and it is really good. I've been using this cleanser ever since they came out with it, but even before that I used the original version. I think it was called the Mousse Douceur. They had the pink, green, the blue. I love, love, love this cream cleanser. It is so rich. It is such a rich, foamy cream. It is so nice, and the tiniest bit is all you need. And when I say you need a small amount, I mean minuscule, barely any product, and you just kind of rub your hands together and then like poof, so much foam. And I'm like, where did this come from? Every time I'm like, okay, Erin, I'm gonna be really good. I don't want to waste the product. This is like gold. You can barely get your hands on it, and I will squeeze out the teeny tiniest little bit, and then as soon as I go to lather, I'm like, damn it, I used too much again. It's crazy how little you need, and it is so silky, smooth, and foamy, and yummy, and delicious, and it removes all other traces of your makeup, and it just balances the skin. What's nice about all of the cleansers from Chanel is that none of them strip your skin dry. My skin never feels tight or uncomfortable after using this cleanser, and I know that's something that turns a lot of people off from a foam, is that they think it's going to be really stripping. The Lamousse is the answer to your cleanser dreams. It is so beautiful. Now let's talk about some best-selling makeup. The Chanel CC Cream is a top seller, if you can believe it. I'm shocked. Kidding. I think I am the biggest cheerleader for this product. I am obsessed with the CC Cream. It always makes a top 10 list, a Chanel favorites list. I swear by it, and I just am constantly singing its praises, so no surprises whatsoever that this is a best-selling item from Chanel, because it's not truly a makeup item. I always say this is sort of a hybrid. It's kind of makeup, it's kind of skincare. It's for everybody. It's available in 5 different shades. It retails for $55. I use 30 beige, right there in the middle, 1 fluid ounce. You could use this as your foundation, but it has SPF 50, so it has your sun protection. It has vitamin C by way of moringa plum extract. It also contains hyaluronic acid, so it has yummy stuff for your skin, and it has great coverage. It is, after all, a CC cream. It is color correcting, so if you have hyperpigmentation, melasma, rosacea, post-blemish marks, if you are in the midst of some sort of blemish flare-up and you have a lot of redness all over your face, this is going to help even out your complexion before you go on with makeup. So that's one way that I like to wear this, is as a primer beneath. But I also will use this on days that I'm just running out the door and I just want a little bit of coverage. Another complexion product on the list is the VIB Rouge Water Fresh Tint. And this does surprise me a little bit, and I love this product. I think it is beautiful on the skin. I always say that it makes your skin look perfect because it's very minimal, very no makeup, but it does give you just enough coverage so that it's going to even out your complexion without being noticeable. It's almost like you'd have to look so closely to even know that you had anything on your skin. It's magic in that way, and yet I know there are a lot of people who don't really like the Water Fresh tint. You're gonna fall into one of two categories. You're going to love it because it gives you that fresh, very minimal face, or you're going to hate it because you're gonna be wondering, where's the coverage? But I know it had sold out really quickly when it first launched because, of course, I mean, it looks awesome. This looks like something from space. It's just very cool and interesting and unlike anything else that you will find. So I think a lot of people probably purchased it because they wanted to figure out what it was about. And then it sold out and it was gone for such a long time. I think people probably went through their bottle or close to it before this was ever made available again. And there was a point that I thought it might never come back. Like, I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, well, I guess it's gone. There must be a lot more people out there buying this than I even realized. The last foundation on the list is Ultra Le Tint Velvet. This retails for $50, 13 shades available. It's a very thin, lightweight, velvety matte foundation. It's beautiful. And this has been one of my favorites for such a long time. I love this new Ultra Le Tint Velvet. I loved it when it was Perfection Velvet. I just think this is one of the best foundations that Chanel carries. I am surprised, however, that Vita Lumiere Aqua wouldn't be a bestseller. I feel like that has been kind of the classic foundation. Even if you go to the Chanel Instagram or you watch their makeup tutorials, I feel like they're always using Vita Lumiere Aqua. If somebody is looking for a Chanel foundation and they're kind of in between, they don't want something super luminous, they don't want something super matte, they don't want a ton of coverage, but it can't be too light, that middle of the road universal foundation, I point them to Vita Lumiere Aqua, not Ultra Le Tint Velvet. I think this is one of those foundations that gives great coverage without feeling heavy, and that appeals to a ton of people, just about everybody. This next item I really do not understand at all, and not because I don't like it, I own it, but there are so many other face products from Chanel that are classic. They're iconic. They're just staples in any luxury makeup collection, like the Le Beige Compact. I see that everywhere. I see celebrities pulling out their Le Beige compacts from Chanel without it being sponsored or any sort of advertisement. The blushes are classic. Everybody has a Chanel blush. I know there are so many different shades that people go crazy for, and yet those aren't on the list as bestsellers, and this is. This is the Balm Essential Stick. Relatively new item. It came out a couple years ago, but then they expanded the shade range. This launched for spring. This is Golden Light. This is the one that I picked up. There's also Translucent and Sculpting, I believe. Yes, Transparent. Excuse me. Transparent, not translucent, and Sculpting. And these are just cream highlights that just kind of go on high points of the face. You could do shoulders, neck, chest, décolleté if you wanted. And they give that wet glass skin effect. So they're not too sticky, but they are a little bit sticky. I mean, there's a lot of slip here, and it's not overly oily, but it is just a little bit tacky. I don't mind it. I think it looks really pretty, but I can't imagine that there are a ton of people who love this texture and this consistency and they just cannot wait to rub their Balm Essential all over their face. But I guess it is a bestseller. I remember when these first launched, they did sell out and people were really excited for them. It blows my mind. I have a few eye products here to talk about, and this one should come as no surprise. It's the Chanel Eyeshadow Quad. And see, this is like the Chanel blush. It should definitely be a top seller. I don't know why it isn't, but the Chanel Eyeshadow Quad is classic. This is Warm Memories. This came out for spring, but there are so many different palettes, and it's listed right on top of the Eyeshadow Quad, bestseller. So it doesn't signify if there's a specific palette that's a bestseller, but I think it's just the item in general. You know, an eyeshadow quad is one of those essential pieces to your Chanel makeup collection. There are so many shades that have been around for what feels like forever. They're incredibly popular and people just constantly restock them time and time again. And I will say, I think the new eyeshadow quads are even better than the original quads. They've upgraded their formula. The texture's better. They're so smooth, so much more pigmented than they used to be, and not a lot of fallout. I just think the quality is outstanding. Next is one of the eyeliners. This is the Stilo U Waterproof. I don't think this is going to surprise anybody because these are just wildly popular. So many different shades to choose from. Here I have Jungle Green, and this is Intense Teal. But I think I probably have 6 or 7 in this drawer and I just kind of rifle through. There are 15 shades available currently on Chanel.com. They retail for $33. They are long wearing and you can use them in the waterline, which is what I generally do. I won't use these eyeliners outside, but you can. I mean, they're soft enough. These eyeliners are retractable, so you can just roll them up easily, roll them down. You don't want to roll them up too much because they will crack on you. That has happened to me before. And then at the bottom, they have a removable sharpener. So if you want, you can very carefully, if you have little baby fingers, sharpen it to a nice point. All right, we're here. Last but certainly not least, the final item on the list of bestsellers is none other than Le Volume Mascara. I think this was the #1 selling SKU at my counter. In Nashville, it probably is the #1 selling SKU at all Chanel counters because it's just 1, a great mascara, 2, it's a great price point, 3, the samples are amazing. They hook people, reel them in slowly, and then you have no choice but to buy Le Volume Mascara. Here I have Le Volume Revolution. This is probably pretty old and dried out. I purchased this when this first launched. I liked it, but I actually prefer the original Le Volume Mascara, which I love. One of the best mascaras, and it's easy to see why this would be a bestseller. It's always one of the top items at Nordstrom whenever they hold buy 2 mascaras, get 1 free, the Mascara Madness. Not to mention, mascara is one of those products that you most likely use every single day, so you are constantly having to restock and restock every couple of months. And that completes the list. So what do you guys think? Most of these items make sense to me, and it's not for me to agree or disagree. If it's a bestseller, it's a bestseller. And I guess I understand why all of these products would be bestsellers, even if there's an item that I have in mind that I would prefer over some of these items. I just think there was a lot left off. For example, lips. In the entire lips category, there's not one item listed as a bestseller. The lip glosses, how is that not a bestseller? The Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue Longwear lipsticks, how is that not a top seller? I just find that so hard to believe. Even the Hydra Beauty Lip Balm, the treatment, I would think that would be a top seller. It's one of the best items carried by Chanel, and yet there was nothing in the lips category. Nails is another category that surprised me. Ballerina, Vamp. These are shades that are wildly popular, and they are just always popular. They never lose popularity. So I was sort of surprised that there weren't any nail polish shades listed either. Be sure to share your thoughts down below in the comment section. I would love to know if there's a product that you think deserves to be on the list, or if there's something that I mentioned that you were surprised to find out was a bestseller. Drop me a comment. We will keep the conversation going there. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything today on my face down in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.